Hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, the show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I am your host, Brando. With me today, as always, this podcast player 2, Mike.
Oh, hello.
This is episode 51, the first episode over the hump. We don't have lights, but it's looking pretty decent, I think, today.
It looks really good on the camera.
Unfortunately, I think our lights are just completely busted, and we're going to have to get some more, some new ones, which may take a little while to get. It's going to depend on what ones we get, how much they are. I know that the missus is going to want some for photos, depending on how much she takes this winter for inside stuff. It's all going to depend. She is actually going to be a part of some sort of studio down in Indy.
Nice.
Which is going to be able to utilize studio space.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, and it's going to open up some doors as far as that goes. And I remember we went down, and there was like a studio that we got pictures done in probably close to almost 2 years ago. Wyatt was still pretty tiny. It was in January, but like there were these big windows, and it let just so much light in that you didn't even need like set up lights or anything.
Maybe in one of our next houses we'll have that.
Maybe,
but not today.
You know what? I mentioned doing one outside at some point, and there's an idea that got buried into my head from Torres many moons ago. He wanted to do a fireside chat, and I'm like, it wouldn't work good for camera. Also, there's been another podcast that I listened to this before. It's Rhett and Link's Ear Biscuits. They host Good Mythical Morning.
Oh, okay.
It's a show on YouTube, but they have a podcast called Ear Biscuits, and they do a video now, and they use very low lighting, but it looks really cool. I just really dig the look of it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's for us, but I'm just saying like. I'm like watching a little bit of it, like just going. I'm not even really listening to what they're saying. I'm like looking at the lighting, going, "How did they do this and make it look good?"
Yeah.
I mean, they've got lights probably like up above, but it's very dim and it's very just like I'm a very dim light kind of guy.
Me too.
I don't like going over to Rob's house and the lights are like so bright, and I'm like,
yeah.
Like a deer in headlights, man.
I actually have to turn the brightness down on my TV when I play because, like Destiny, I mean it's white. Yeah. Like the opening screen is white, so I'm like every time I turn it on, I'm like, ugh, change setting. Yeah.
Also, of course, we are not the most. We don't have a studio, so if you hear some clothes going off in the dryer,
yeah,
that's why. Because
we're doing laundry. Me and Joanne are.
DIY, man. That's how we do it. We're just at a house. We're in your game loft.
Yes, it's a loft.
My game room. I wish I had a little bit more. I wish I had this much room in my game room. Maybe badass.
The room is nice, but I don't like that it's open to everything else.
I agree.
But I have only for my PS4 the good headset, so it's good.
Are these different characters on these glasses? Little rings. Yeah. Because that's Frodo.
Yeah, he has a ring. Who do you have?
Who is it? Is it Aragorn?
Looks like Aragorn.
How do you say his name? Aragorn?
It's Aragorn, I believe.
Okay. I don't remember. You know what? Shame me, if you will, but I've actually never completed the Lord of the Rings series.
I complete it once a year.
Because...
just like I complete the Harry Potter series once a year.
My ex-girlfriend, before my wife, she's like, you have to watch these movies. I'm like, okay, I'm all for it. I like fantasy. She put the first one in.
Yeah.
And it was out.
The first one's a little slow.
A little. It's quite a bit slow. Now, I'm not against watching them. I actually own them on Blu-ray. I just haven't got around to it. That's the story of my life. I haven't been playing anything lately at all. I really want to. I want to play more FF9 that I got on the PS4, and I've actually been talking, and I want to go back and I want to play more of The Witcher 3.
Right.
Which I started before I started playing Breath of the Wild. And I want to go back to that. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, you got some pickups today.
I did. I'm only a handful away from a full Zelda collection.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Yes, so we'll start it off from the beginning of my journey. So today I got off work and I was like, I'm going to just replay because there's a game I want. I knew it the last time I went in there, but we didn't get paid. We got paid.
Yeah.
So I bought it.
Yeah.
Tales of Berseria.
Berseria.
No, not you, Siri.
Shut up, Siri.
Siri, we don't
Not
know.
everything's about you.
Right. So this is part of the Tales series, obviously. And so looking at the back of this, what does the third one look like?
The third one? This one?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell.
It looks like most things are going. It's action, obviously, because it's a Tales game. It looks just like Sword Art Online almost, to a degree. Not the same exact layout, but
No, but you want to see how close it is, huh?
mm-hmm. But I've wanted it before. Now this is players 1 to 4. It's only 33 gigs.
No.
13.2 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's the minimum, which isn't bad.
Well,
Are you serious? Oh, let me turn that off.
your Discord.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
Up to 4 local players can play in a battle.
Oh, so local co-op. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's one of the reasons why I picked it up. Because,
Something that we can stream when we start streaming.
and some of it, I mean, travel the world and discover a new way of life. Confront a world where emotions clash against reason.
Oh, region.
An intuitive, slick battle system that utilizes the strength of your entire party. Combine melee attacks with magical arts to vanquish your enemies. So yeah, I'm a big Tales fan. I mean, it's Japanese RPG.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, if you like Japanese RPG,
You now have
almost a full collection of Tales.
Yeah, because you're missing the Tales of Destiny.
Yep.
And then is there Tales of Destiny 2? Those are on PS1. Tales of Destiny.
I think so.
And then of course Tales of Fantasia. That's on the GBA. That was on Super Nintendo. It never got released over here until the GBA. You can actually get a homebrew cart of that with the ROM on it and everything. That is so cool because at some point I want to start getting those.
Yeah.
Because there are a few that I want. For example, they released the full translation for Terranigma.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know what that is, but we have what's called Soul Blazer. Then you have Illusion of Gaia. Terranigma is the third game in that sort of series. And then, of course, the FF5 never got released over here.
Right.
So there's the ROM for FF5, and then there's the fan translation, where people have actually worked really hard to fully translate FF5.
Right.
And then you can get it on a cart for like $60. Play it on your actual hardware like it's meant to be played. And then, of course, Earthbound, unedited, because the U.S. Nintendo back in the day used to make a lot of edits to their games. Anything involving religion, alcohol references, anything like that. So, like, for example, I think in Earthbound you actually have to go into a tavern for a quest. But I think I can't remember if they call it a juice bar or something. They just call it that. But that's something like, instead of me going and getting like the $150 cart for Earthbound,
You can get a homebrew for
like $60.
Right.
And it's the game. I have Earthbound on Wii U, which, by the way, they're finally shutting down the Miiverse on Wii U. Completely shutting that down. I believe in December. They have shut down all the Miiverses for all the games, except for one. They've left one for people to, and all you can do is post drawings. You cannot comment on other drawings or anything like that. You can just see them, and so people are posting memories and blast hurrah. Now I don't know what they're gonna do because some games like Xenoblade and there's a few others that actually utilize the Miiverse.
Right.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but that being said, I fully expect there to be a Switch port of Mario Maker.
Yeah, probably.
Because if they're going to shut down online stuff and you're not going to be able to possibly download, because when they shut down that server, it's it. You know, you can play the levels that they've already made. You can make your own, sure. But I mean, part of the fun of that game was downloading some of the wicked levels that other people made,
right,
and then playing them. So it's on 3DS, but it's a kind of a stripped down version of it, kind of.
Right.
So I can see a Switch version.
So after I went to this replay, of course, right down the street is the Devil's Playground.
GameStop.
So I always walk in there just to see. I'm an Amiibo collector, so I always go and look, regardless if I hate the place or not. And I know that the prices on some of these suck when I tell you how much I paid for these. The Guardian wasn't bad. It's about what I expected to pay. $17. I was like, the Guardian's 3 times bigger than those. But they know. So I went in there, walking around the store. I always kind of go to the Switch section and look, and I always check to see if they had 2 boxes out. So I assume they had 2 Switches. Usually they do a box. And I'm wandering around the store, and of course, the guy's asking you, how they are. And I walk into the Amiibo section, and I'm looking for Player 2 Cloud. That's what I'm looking for, because it still could possibly be out. Like, I've already given up on finding these 3 from that set. So I walk up here, I'm looking through them, I'm looking over, and they're on the very bottom is the Guardian. Now, the way they had it set up was they stack them out, as everybody knows when you shop for Amiibos, they stack them out like 4 or 5 deep. So I'm looking, and it's 3 wide. 3 Amiibo stacks wide. They're really close at our GameStop. They're like, you barely put a piece of paper between the cardboard. And I walk away, and I stop, and I'm like, no. Because I can't see it, because the bottom is just all Mario and Luigi. I'm like, yeah, I don't want those. I look a little bit harder, and I'm like, what's on the bottom? Like, almost on the floor. So I get down on my knee, I look down, and instant excitement hits me, and I'm like, oh, I grabbed it and pulled it out, and I'm just like I take a couple laps around the store like, I got it. Oh, yes, I got it. And I go up, and I'm like, all right, I got to buy this. I'm leaving. I got it. I got one that I want. And he's like, how many do you have? I was like, well, this set, I only need 2 more. And he turns around. They just opened the box for these and put it like, this is the first one that actually went up. I pulled the sticker off. But he didn't put the sticker on either one of these because I told him not to. But he flips them over on the back. Like, because they always had the display case behind him. He flips them over the thing and goes, you need any of those? And I went, oh, fuck, I'll take them. Didn't even take a breath. I said, oh, fuck, I'll take them. And he's like, what? And I was like, I want that one and that one. I already have that one. Give it to me. Like, it wasn't a thing. It was, give it to me now. I want them right now.
Do it now. Come on. I'm right here. Give it to me now.
There, and I literally had the badge out, and he's like, do you want to spend 30 cents to round up to the... I don't care. Just pay. Put him in the box. Walked out of there, and just like, yeah. I only got...
You're sitting in the car, like...
Well,
you're on such a rush. You're putting a cigarette out in your arm, like, oh.
Yeah. But... So now I have all of what is currently out, excluding Ocarina, Majora, which I'm pretty sure that there is a Majora's Mask. I know there is.
I think there is.
There is. And the Wind Waker duo. Those are the 3 I'm missing now. And, yeah. So I was super excited.
I'm looking up the Majora's Mask Amiigo.
Amiigo. Arriba!
There was right when these first were coming out. There was an episode of Journey to Comics where we covered it. The original title of the episode was going to be called Amiibo Amigo, but then ended up being like something like Twachu because Nate sneezed. Yep, there you go. Released June 2017.
Yeah, I don't have that one either.
Oh, these are compatible games. You can use that for Ace Combat.
Huh.
Animal Crossing and Captain Toad and Chibi. I don't know what these things do.
Right?
I mean, I just don't know. I'm not like I have a few Amiibo. I have Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, and Cloud. Oh, and Yarn Yoshi, and Wyatt knows who Yoshi is. He sees it and goes, Yoshi. I'm like,
Yes.
because he's starting to like he knows Peach, he knows Bowser, he knows Mario. Obviously he can't play yet, but he's still obsessed with my controllers. He always goes in
All right.
to try and get there. Are you looking at the whole set?
Yeah. So here's a list of them. If I can.
They're on their side.
Yeah. So you've got. I don't have that one.
Oh, the Twilight Princess.
Zelda.
Zelda.
So I don't have the Twilight Princess Zelda. I have that one. I have that one. Which one is that one? Is that the original one?
That's a Breath of the Wild one. But I don't know which one it is.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one. That's not a Breath of the Wild one.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at the art.
Yeah. But there's Ocarina. These.
For Wind Waker ones, yeah.
Yeah, and then it looks like they have the Dark Princess. Zelda.
Oh, and then the 8-bit Link.
I got the 8-bit Link.
Oh, do you?
It's right there.
Oh, there he is. I see him.
So I'm missing more than I haven't seen these at all. That one, it is for the Switch. It says right on. Oh, these are all for the Switch, actually.
Maybe the reprints. I don't know.
Well, these are the cards. The cards work.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. It's $30 for all the cards.
What is this? Oh, new episode from Game Scoop, suggested by Podbean. Well, thank you. I might check that out later.
Actually, they didn't have Ganon in there at all. Whoever made this sucks.
So I got some little bit of Switch news to talk about. Nintendo is officially upping their production numbers for the Switch
About time.
to 2 million a month.
Holy shit! 2 million a month?
Yeah.
Where's the... I'm down for it, but fuck.
Well, okay, because at that number, you would got to think that they're really looking for this thing to be available. They don't want there to be a lack of them, because while they're kind of known for their
Twilight Princess one.
Oh, okay.
Skyward Sword one. They don't have that one.
Uh-oh. And then the Champions.
The Champions aren't out yet.
Oh yeah, okay. They're coming out.
Right.
Damn,
There's more than I don't have. Fuck. I don't remember all those coming out.
Sorry to give you such bad news. I'm afraid I got some bad news. So, Nintendo is pretty notorious for just not having enough of their consoles. Some often say that they do it on purpose to create a more demand for it. They were looking to hopefully sell 10 million Switches by the end of the year. At June, they were already around over 5.
Right.
And they just launched in March. There's a good chance they might hit it. I don't know where they're at now.
Right.
But we're looking at the holiday season, because we're coming around the bend here. We're coming into Mario Odyssey.
This month.
Yes. In fact, it's just like
28th.
I think it's like in 2 weeks.
I believe it's the 28th.
Yes. Or 27th, 28th. It's one of those days. Because it's the same day as Assassin's Creed. It's the same day as Wolfenstein. It's the same day.
Well, it's not the 28th. The 27th is Friday.
Okay, yeah, so it's Friday, the 27th. It's right there all around that same time with those other games. But people are going to be going out to buy this game. And, of course, you're going into November, and then December, they're going to have some more games. Xenoblade, Skyrim, L.A. Noire. Some other games coming out for it. FIFA's already out for it. FIFA didn't get a really good score.
10/27.
There you go. There it is. But, yeah. So they are looking at, having more available. And I'm excited that I got mine stored away. It's waiting for me. I'm coming for you, I swear. I'm hoping to be able to get the Mario Odyssey one because that's the one I actually want. The bundle with the game, with the case.
Right.
I'm going to show you after we're done recording. There's actually on Etsy you can get these felt covers for your Switch dock. They go on the front of it, and you can put whatever design you want. They have so many. There's like I think there's almost 200 different designs that you can order, and it's from a thing on Etsy. And what this slipcover does.
You know what we didn't say?
What?
What Amiibos I bought.
We'll get there.
You went into your own thing, so.
Well, I'm sorry. We're just sort of free flowing today.
Mm-hmm.
With this cover, it allows you to put that on there, and it helps protect it from scratching because there's people saying my screen got scratched from the dock.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show these to you because some of them are really freaking cool. I really like them. And,
yeah.
I mean, they got specialty ones. They got.
How much are they?
It's like 15 something.
Ain't bad.
Maybe $20, whatever. But they're they're on Etsy. They're not made by like a big company, but like they have ones for games that aren't even on the system, like Overwatch and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, go ahead and talk about which Amiibos you bought.
So I got Zelda. Princess, that is.
Yeah, so these are all Breath of the Wild.
These are all Breath of the Wild. And I got the Archer Link, which is a fairly common one, really. But around our area, they pick them clean. Like, I'm pretty sure that some of the people that put these on the shelf buy them before they even hit the shelf.
I don't see him as often as I see
Ryder.
The Ryder one.
Yeah. Now this one is the one that I got excited for. This is a hard one to find. Zelda is actually pretty hard to find also. It's fairly high in price for after purchases. But this is freaking amazing on the details. So this is the Guardian, and it looks amazing. And so the feet are actually adjustable.
Not that you'll ever know.
No, I will never know, unless I would murder you. no ripping.
As long as you upload the video and we get famous for you killing me.
Well, technically, I'll get famous as a murderer.
But then I'll have sympathy for me.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, some people are like, hey, he was an asshole. He opened up his Amiibo. He deserves it.
I am planning on purchasing the cards for using the benefits of what the Amiibos are meant for, but being
it's cool that they do that.
Yeah.
You know.
And they actually have some at GameStop, but inside of it, which, we can look at them, but inside of it's like little card holders, like $10. It says Amiibo card inside. $10. $10. You can buy the whole set. I just looked it up for $29, which I would buy the laminated ones a little more expensive. But anywho, you can open the little packaging, and you can see, oh, Bowser, I don't want that one. Oh, I want that one. You can pull it apart and look and see what's inside. I think it also comes with it's like a $10. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'll buy the pack with somebody laminated them for me. $54 for all 18, and I just counted. I'm missing 6. That's gonna change. That's gonna change soon.
So,
excluding the 4.
On the last episode, I talked about I was actually looking at. I don't know if I talked about it in the episode, but I talked to you about it.
Okay.
I'm looking at buying yet another copy of a Final Fantasy game I already have copies of.
What game would that be?
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Which
copy are you wanting to buy?
I'm gonna get PS4.
That's what I thought.
Now, okay, because our local disc replay had FF10 and 10-2 on PS3.
Yep.
The collector's one with the book, with the artwork and all that stuff. I bought it on the Vita when it came out. Like the day it came out, I went out. I was still on nights. I went to our local store, picked it up. We were coming over to Illinois to see family the next day for some birthday thing, and I played it in the car on my Vita and was like, "This is so cool. I love having my RPGs portable." But I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to sit on my couch, sit in my chair, sit back and play, right? That's cool because as much as I love playing my Vita, doing this,
It's not very comfortable.
Well, because then I always start off like this, and then I drop down.
Yep.
And then my neck starts hurting. I'm like, oh man, I'm cracking my neck. So
my thing is I lay in bed. That's where I play most of mine. Like if I'm gonna play my handheld, I lay in bed.
I fall asleep.
I never do.
Dude, I was playing FF6 on the Game Boy Micro,
Mm-hmm.
and loving it. And it just sat there, and I'm listening to the Overworld theme. Do 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 do. I looked at it, and I added like about a half hour onto my clock because I just sat there and
dozed off.
Yeah. And the dude was just like locked and sitting there like, I guess I'm just gonna stay here for a while.
Rest here for a while.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I looked it up because they had that special edition for like $7. Last week's episode, or no, it was actually it was last week's because I had the pickups. I had the Kingsglaive and I had the 3D Dot Game Heroes. I looked at it then and I'm like, and I'm like, wait, this is on the PS4 as well, which might be a little bit faster and easier to transfer the save over.
Right.
You can do it on the PS3, but I'm like, okay, step back. Is it really worth getting the same game that's on the PS3 on the PS4? Is the only difference going to be 60 frames per second because it's a freaking turn-based RPG? I don't care.
Right.
But that's not just it. I actually looked up, and there's a whole article on it back when the PS4 version came out. Like they were saying, is it worth it?
Right.
And that basically, short answer is yes. I saw side-by-side screenshots, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I'll wait. They still don't have it. I guess I could tell them that when that comes in for them to call me. But
I love the list. It's so hard for me to not get put on the list. You know how many people are on the list for a Wii or a Switch?
A lot.
A lot. We'll never get it.
Okay.
That way.
So, when I was in there buying Kingsglaive, the dude was getting the Kingsglaive. Apparently, their Blu-ray cabinet is broken. Did you know this?
Blu-ray cabinet is broken.
Yes. Because I was in there. Dude's like, I'll be right back with your stuff. And I'm like, yo.
Yo.
So the dude goes back there, and the other guy explained it after it happened, but I'm just standing there. All of a sudden I hear a crash, and the entire cabinet fell off and onto the floor, and the discs went everywhere.
Oh, no.
It sounded like the whole wall came down.
Oh, man.
And he's like, the guy out here's like, yeah. And the person he was helping was like, what happened? The Blu-ray drawer. If you pull it out too far, it actually becomes unhinged, and it'll actually bring the whole thing with it. Yeah.
I bet they had fun for that day.
Yeah. The dude back there was helping him get it cleaned up. He was able to find my copy, and I checked it.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, I was actually able to find your copy pretty easily. I'm like, awesome. And I don't know if I mentioned it here on the podcast, but they have the other set of guides for Final Fantasy.
Yes, they do. They still do. Still there today.
55 still?
Mm-hmm.
If that drops down to 25, I'm buying them.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think I got it for like 30.
I said they were $29.99.
Well, I think that's what I pay for the other ones. If they go that low, I'll buy them, and then I'll open them here.
Yeah.
I have no other reason to do it other than I got the other ones.
Right. So looking at this, Breath of the Wild. I really want to play Breath of the Wild.
I am still trying to decide what games I want to get when I actually pick up the Switch.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm thinking so.
It's almost a first pick. Splatoon looks good. I would get the Mario and Rabbids. It's got great reviews. It's funny.
XCOM, basically.
Yeah. It looks great.
I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely with that. But
Replay has every game I would buy. $42 each. I'm just like...
So I think I'm going to try and pick up Mario Kart.
Yes.
And honestly, of course I want it. It's Mario Kart 8. Great. Mario Kart 8 is my favorite Mario Kart.
Yes, it is one. It is the best one.
And but the wife wants it even more so than I do.
Right.
So if I pick up the Switch, and she's gonna be like, "You're picking up Mario Kart, right?" I'm be like, "I guess so."
But it comes out of your money, not mine.
Maybe we can work out a deal.
Maybe we can strike a deal here.
But that's one reason why I want to get the Mario Odyssey one, is because even though it's a download, I get the game.
Yeah.
And I can pick up the game later. Now on the Wii U, I kind of have the same deal. Sort of, because when I got Mario Kart 8, they were running a deal.
Yes, they were. And I get the same deal.
Where you could pick one of 3 games.
Yep. Actually, I bought it the last day.
The last day they were doing that?
The last day they were doing it. That's why I picked up a Wii U that day. Like, we literally didn't have the money for it. And I was like, I'm buying it. I'm getting that with Mario Kart 8. It's the Wind Waker edition, so I get Wind Waker and I get the to choose my game.
Now, I don't remember what 3 they were, but I know which one I got. I got New Super Mario Brothers U.
Yep, that's what I got.
Because, I mean, I want to pick that up. Now, oh, dude, did I tell you about my almost really good deal with that?
No, dude, what?
All right, so the Facebook Marketplace is...
fantastic. Sometimes.
It's also a trap.
Yes. There are traps.
By trap, I mean I see it and it's like I don't really have money to buy games right now.
Right.
But this is too good of a deal. So I looked at the wife and said, I found something. I'm going to message this seller right now. It's for the Wii U. There are 2 games, and I don't know the exact price yet. But either way, it's a really good deal, and I'm picking them up. She's like, okay, go for it. And they were Super Mario Brothers U plus Luigi U.
Right.
And Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. And it's at $10.
Yeah.
Now, I asked, is this $10 each or for all? Send. Item is no longer available. It had only been up for less than an hour.
Oh, yeah. Something like that. There's a deal on here that I really want myself. If I can find it. You can keep talking, but I'll pull the... I ain't far away at all.
I know! He was selling the Wii U, but he was selling those 2 games. And, oh, man, I was so deflated. Because even if it was $20... Like,
yeah.
Used Mario Brothers U with Luigi U is almost $30. And same with Smash.
Right.
So.
Sorry, Super Mario dog is such a good boy.
Such a good boy.
His German Shepherd. I wonder who posted that. The wifey. All right.
Yeah. So you're looking up on the marketplace for what?
For a deal. Somebody had a Switch with 4 or 5 games for $450. I was like, oh, holy crap. But I hadn't got paid yet, and I couldn't swing that at the time. I can swing it now, and of course...
it's gone.
Bye-bye. But, no, this is definitely a great site. I mean, this thing is... I'm on it 2 or 3 times a day.
PS3 games, $5 each, okay? Or $50 for all. Now, you're going to see a lot of Call of Duty on the marketplace.
Always.
So this is Ghost, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, and Advanced Warfare. Battlefield Bad Company, and then Bad Company 2. Gran Turismo 5 XL Edition. God of War Saga. So 1, 2, 3, and the 2 PSP games. Then you get Sniper Elite 3 and the Killzone Trilogy. Killzone Trilogy is almost $20.
Right.
So $5 for that.
Here's a good one. Xbox 360 God of War Special Edition with accessories. So it is the God of War one.
Gears of War.
Why do they got God of War on there? Well, whatever.
Do they have God of War?
No, it says God of War on it, but it's Gears of War. So it comes with Dance Central, The other dance. Homefront, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Rogue, Street Fighter 4, Connect Adventures, one that I cannot tell. It's all black.
That is Devil May Cry 4.
Okay. Hitman, WW14.
WW2K14.
Yeah, NHL, Arkham City.
And how much for the whole thing?
$150.
That's not bad.
That's a good deal.
That's not bad. I mean, considering, I guess.
So I read it wrong. It was GOW, and I assumed God of War because we were just talking about that. It's Gears of War.
All right, so check this out. This is in Lafayette.
$40.
That's the one I told you about.
Yeah.
That doesn't come with a power cable.
Yeah, well,
It's been on there for a month.
Anywho, continue.
So this is in our local place for $70. It's a DS plus a steel carrying case, 4 games. One of them is Super Mario 64 DS. But this has been case kept in its original fat DS.
Right.
It's pretty cool because you're starting to see like actual people taking care of things.
Yes.
Put stuff on here, whereas a lot of times you see stuff that's pretty beat up.
Yes.
Now, you know what? There is something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Ooh, what do you want to talk to me about?
And so there's a new possible console that's going to get kickstarted here
Oh,
soon.
man, there's so many possible consoles that are coming out.
So this one is called... Okay, so it's on Indiegogo. My bad. Same thing, almost.
Right.
This is called the CD.
The CD.
And it's spelled SEEDI.
Huh.
So this needs to get 50,000. It is a CD drive based retro console. So there it is right there. It is a DVD-RW drive. This console it's basically like a version of a Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi.
A higher end. It's been custom made, and it's got software on it that's already going to work with this, and it plays the games off the disc.
Huh.
And it works with PS1, Neo Geo CD, TurboGrafx CD, Sega CD, DOS PC, old DOS games.
What?
You can also emulate other game consoles as well, like NES and a bunch of others, through SD card in the back.
That's fantastic.
So
you could literally just say this SD card is for NES. This SD card is for PSP. I mean, because there's emulators all over the place.
So if you buy the system set, right, you get the system. You get a controller. Now, the controller, it looks like a PS3 controller, but it's one of those knockoff ones, right?
Right.
Now, what they have said is that while this is a third-party maker of this controller, a lot of them look the same. However, there are different makers of them that use different quality of materials.
Right.
What they have done is that they've gone through and they've selected one that they feel it gives you the best bang for your buck. So
I like that.
They wanted the D-pad. They actually went through and they tested, like, this D-pad feels good to us. These sticks feel good to us. However, you don't need that because you can actually connect a Bluetooth controllers to it. So you don't even have to buy theirs.
Wow. Any Bluetooth controller?
One would assume it doesn't say that.
Because
it is wireless controllers.
PS4 controllers Bluetooth, is it not?
PS4s are, PS3s are, the newer Xbox One ones are as well.
Right.
So for the system, the controller, and the vertical stand, $125.
That's worth that. Easily worth that.
Now,
does it come with any internal memory?
The SD card.
does it come with any?
No, you have to supply the SD card yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so there is another thing here. Okay.
Huh? Look, limited special
Oh,
edition.
so you have some see-through ones, and
This is how much you pay. 2-player.
so you get 2 controllers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Really, those look like pretty good quality controllers. It looks like a brand new. Like when the PlayStation first came out, the PS3, they started having these knockoffs, but they were super close to the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the good quality ones. Jesus.
Damn.
Whoa, it's sold out. It says if you spend
that one's not sold out. The one below it is. The
Right.
early bird, for $100 you get that, but they've upped it to $125 for the actual one.
which is okay because there's another $100 for beta. Like that's okay. But so if you spend $2,500, you get the Ultimate CD Ultimate Experience. Thank you. If you support us at this level, we will treat you to a good time and hands-on gaming session with CD at a fun location. We will pay for travel from within the U.S. to Philly. Wow, and a night nearby. They're gonna pay. There's only 2 left. There's only 2 total, but they will pay for you to come out there. I mean, obviously that.
And you get your hands on it before.
Yeah.
And you get to hang out with the developers.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this. Metal Jesus Rocks tested it out. It is HDMI out.
Sounds like a stream box to me.
And yes, because he captured footage from it.
This sounds like a really good stream
Now,
box.
for the CD-based gaming, you do need to download the BIOS. In order, now there are certain legalities with that. They cannot provide that for you, and they have to be careful how they tell you where to get them.
Right.
Because there's still copyrights with the BIOS. I downloaded one for my PSP. I have 2 PSPs, and I wanted to try and capture, but I was unable to capture. So I downloaded the emulator and got the BIOS to play PSP stuff on my laptop.
Right.
And I was just messing with it. But that's just what you're going to have to do. I tried to get it to work for PS1. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I also haven't spent time with it. I'm just like, all right, I want to maybe capture some PS1 stuff. And it's like, well, you need and I'm wanting to play like Final Fantasy 9 or something like that.
Right.
On PS1. And you need to download up like each disc individually, and then you got to get the BIOS, and I'm like,
Right. So I'm wondering how hard it is to emulate on that. I would assume since they say it right on there that it is capable of, but not included, because if it's included, they can get a copyright infringe.
Now, the emulator's on there. The BIOS file is what you need to be able to play.
Right.
So,
But that's just
Metal Jesus has on the video, and he test played quite a few games.
Really?
Yep. And he threw them on there. He said the only issue that he ever found, and he's had this issue with emulators as well, as far as like the CD-based stuff. There's sometimes there's like some sound issues. Because it's not really too terrible. Because sometimes you won't even notice. He goes, but if you have a keen ear, and you might actually tell something. And sometimes
so somebody like us will catch that.
Yeah, and
especially on a game that we love.
Or it might kind of glitch out or something. But
right.
It's completely playable. But I wanted to bring this to your attention because...
Well, I wonder why.
Because we talked about... what was that one that we talked about? The retro...
The Switch?
It's
the
Switch.
Well, technically it is. It's the platform where you switch out the heads.
Okay.
I no.
You said the Switch, and I'm like, what? You did.
I can't remember the name.
Well, they had to change the name.
Yeah, they had to change the name, and I don't remember the name.
Oh, man.
But it was like the
Retro Blocks.
The Retro Blocks, yeah.
And then they had to change it. I don't remember what they changed it to.
But, I mean, that's cool. But I haven't seen anything about that. I know it made its
quota.
Like,
it's gonna get released, but like the base one of that had the CD stuff built in.
Right.
But this one, you don't need the modulators. Like, because the other one, they were like, we have this, and then you can buy the modules to play your physical stuff on here. With this one, it's like, we're just going to support the CDs, and if you want, we're going to have an NES, SNES, Sega, and all a Game Boy Advance. You can have all those emulators on here, but they're going to be on the SD card, and you load your ROMs on there, and then you play them that way.
Right.
But I think that's awesome, and we need to potentially look into that.
Well, if we do that, I would like to get the green. That's if we're gonna do that. I want the green.
But
so I have to
go back up here. This has 9 days left. Darn.
How long has it been up?
I don't know.
Is this always a 30-day?
You know what? I don't know because I don't know. I don't know. Says I.
I want to say that those are always 30 days. I want to say that they are.
Now, their estimated delivery for actually getting the systems produced and out to people is March of next year.
See, I would love to back that, but at it only being 50%, they're not going to give you your money back.
Well, okay, no. Here's what it is.
If they don't meet it, they...
when you pledge, you don't get charged until it's funded.
Oh. I've never pledged before, so...
I did one to Kickstarter with Todd Black we had him on Journey to Comics, and he did that new Kids Digging Down to China.
Right.
With his new... It was like this weird little, like... It's a comic book, a graphic novel, but the style of it looks more like kind of like a mixture of a kid's book with Pixar. It was really cool. I really dug the project, and I wanted to back him the last time he was on the show, and was unable to.
Right.
Nate did, but this time Nate was unable to, but I was able to. So
right.
I went ahead and did it because I wanted to help him out. I also want to get a hold of him because the tier that I got. Okay, so he did his graphic novel. I'm gonna get a copy of that graphic novel.
Right.
A physical, boom. And then I also got every single comic he's ever done. All 16, 18 issues of Guardians, his first superhero one. And then all 5 issues of Home, his his miniseries one that he was trying to get funded the prior time he was on our show.
Right.
I got all of those on digital download so I can read them. Plus, I get the physical of the book. Right. And I just thought that was just such a great deal since I missed all of his other stuff. Right. Now, Todd Black, he's a friend of the show. He's a friend of he does a video game podcast as well. I don't remember the name of it, so please excuse me. If I remember, he won't excuse you. He probably will not. He will see it as a big failure. Really cool guy, man. We've had him on the Journey to Comics podcast a couple times. If I can remember and I can look him up and I can look up his show, I'll try and link it down below. Just give those guys a shout out. I've actually listened to their show before. Really good show. It'd be cool to get him on here, but again, we don't really do Skype.
No, we don't.
We're just an in-person kind of podcast.
That brings up the thing that we talked about. The thing, having a guest on the show. I believe his name was Christopher from the LaFiCon. Was it Chris? His name
was John Tyler Christopher.
John Tyler Christopher. See, I was close.
Yes, I actually reached out to him for Journey to Comics.
Yeah.
And never heard back. Oh. He is super freaking busy.
I bet.
In September, he went over to England for a con.
Wow.
He hates to fly.
Oh, I know how you feel.
And so he went over there just for that. He has so many books, and right now he's specializing in doing a series of comic books covers because he's a comic book cover artist. He loves games too.
Yes, he does.
He's really into games, and he's really into wrestling. Literally, he's our podcast's best friend.
Pretty much.
For everything that you and me, and then me and Nate, everything that we talk about.
He's like the focal point of the family.
Dude.
Like everything every interest he has, like everybody's tied into it at a certain point.
Exactly. I mean, he could be on any of these shows.
Right.
But
Super cool guy too.
Yes, dude. It's so
Awesome
laid
to
back.
talk. He's one of those people that's hard to get away from when you talk to him.
Yes.
Because he's a cool guy, and he's real intelligent. I mean, you can feel the love for everything he talks about.
You're just so drawn to him in conversation.
Yes.
Because he's very like captivating.
Yes.
Because he's a very good talker.
Yeah.
Now, he's a comic book cover artist, and recently, what he's been doing is he does a lot of variant covers too.
Right.
So he's been doing Star Wars variant covers, and he has a full set of like tons of them now, and they're very collectible. Then there are Star Wars collectors who are seeking these, and what they look like. There are alternate covers for comic books that have been coming out monthly.
Right.
And they look like the old school Star Wars toys. Like, they look like they're in the box, like on the back, like this. Okay, so imagine like the old Star Wars toys where they have like the old cardboard back. And then
by the way, he picked up an Amiibo.
Yeah, whatever. I picked up the Amiibo here. But you know how they have the plastic around them, and then they're just like standing up straight like that?
Yep.
And then they have artwork in the background where it shows like the person. That's what he's been doing. And he's done Anakin. He's done Mace Windu. He's done Jyn Erso from Rogue One.
Yeah.
His most recent one was K2, and people are going nuts over it. And my wife sent a video, which is, I assume, of my kid. Yep.
No.
I know, right? But he is so freaking busy that I never got a hold of him. I'm hoping to be able to get him on some of our shows at some point. Come on, load. So he has one for the
yes.
AT driver, but he even does like
the cutout and the
like,
sticker for the price.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the cutout for it to hang on the hooks in the stores. And then he also has up in the top left-hand corner, it looks like, is that a price tag?
What it says, instead of it being a actual price tag, it says Rogue One #1, rated T, variant, $4.99 US edition, direct edition, Marvel.com. So that's where all the information.
Yeah, that's all the information. Yeah.
For that goes. But here's some other ones that he's done. There's the K2. There's Hoth, dude.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, Storm, Ghost Rider, Venom, Lockjaw. He stays busy. Because then,
there's the Mace one.
Yeah. But, look how good that looks. Because then he hand draws the whole thing off to the side as well. He doesn't just Photoshop that on.
Right.
Because there's the K2.
Wow, that looks fantastic.
And people go nuts over these, dude.
I can see why. The level of artwork in that is phenomenal. Wow,
And
there's
then,
the Leia.
And then there's the actual Leia figure next to it. And then...
Wow.
Yeah. Really good artist.
Yes, he is.
Here's one. So here's the comic books next to, like, the actual toy. So, like, there's the Hoth Luke... And then there's the toy.
Right.
So like there's differences. He's not replicating it 100%. What he's doing is that he's doing it in the style of.
Right,
like
and if you look at zoom back in. If you look at it, he's definitely not making it identical to each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like he changes the colors and he changes the picture, and it's the more noticeable Star Wars symbol, the Star Wars with the silver around it instead of like the old ones. Some of them are gold.
They have.
And then the black ones with the, like if it's the Return of the Jedi, they have the Return of the Jedi logo in them.
They have what movie they're from.
Yeah.
But dude's super talented. And speaking of LaFiCon, of course that's coming up in quite a few months, and I'm hoping that you have no schedule issues with that.
I don't think I haven't seen my schedule for next year,
No.
But at that time I'll have all my PTO time back, so I will be able to just say I want this day, and they'll be good. They're usually really in the area I'm at. It's really good about PTO. Like I don't have to fight anybody for PTO. It's like I want it. Okay, take it.
That's cool. Because I want to try and get Todd Black over for LaFiCon. He does a lot of local cons.
Right.
And, because he sells his comics. He has physical copies he brings. on Journey to Comics Live 100, our first one from Villains Con. He was there,
Right.
and so was Brian K. Morris, who was at LaFiCon too, and we actually did a panel with him. Me and Wes did, those two are friends. And so like if I can talk to Todd and see if he would want to come over for that, I have an idea for LaFiCon. Like, of course, last year for LaFiCon we did JSC Live 100 to like kickstart like the panels.
Yep.
On Saturday, if they're gonna do a 2-day event this year again, I would love to do JSC live whatever, a big get together with everybody to sort of kick off the Saturday panels. And if you remember on Sunday, there was an hour where we didn't do anything.
Yep.
How cool would it be to have Game Addicts do a show live to kickstart that off?
That'd be neat. That'd be pretty neat.
And so, food for thought. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
To discuss about that anyways at a later date.
Exactly. I haven't heard anything about that. And around October is when I messaged them the first time and first started hearing stuff about it. So I need to actually, I probably should talk to Nick Maxon because he's involved with that as well and see what he knows about the planning, because I definitely want to be in on the ground floor.
Yes, I want to be way more involved than we were last time.
Exactly. I mean, just because I think with what we did last year, they gave us like the whole paper and they said, you guys do it. And then we had such praise from them.
They kept saying that we went above and beyond, and
we didn't really like need them for much.
Yeah, they actually, I think I maybe asked her 2 questions, and one of the ladies was nice enough to give us her laptop so we could have music going on in the back, like in between the panels.
Yeah.
Even though we only had like maybe 15, 20-minute breaks at a time, maybe. Yeah. Enough for you to get on the floor, mingle with the person you're getting ready to talk to, and then back to the stage we went.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that again.
I am too. I had a lot of fun.
You know, and we actually had another topic for today.
We've kind of run on a tangent.
And that's
Multiples.
fine. You know, that is fine, because what this show is and always has been is just conversation.
Right.
So while it's not it hasn't been 100% gaming focused, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, we could just sit around
Well,
and talk.
we have other things we're into, but
what
is our other topic for today? Do you remember? I don't.
Microtransactions. Something.
Yes. Screw you all.
Well, because there's been some controversy going on with Forza and their microtransaction. There's been the Battlefront 2 beta was out, and there's been controversy with the loot crates that are in that. Basically, they've actually come out and said that the most powerful weapons will not be in those, because people are saying that it's basically pay to win now, because when you pay to get these random generated crates, that you'll just get better equipment, and you'll be able to be better than everybody else with better guns, better equipment, better cards, whatever it is. I actually read more about it the other day, and then I couldn't find the articles that I was that I read it on.
Don't you love that?
You know, and I kind of wanted to just kind of have like an open discussion about microtransactions.
I mean, they are multiples.
Because I don't do them. I think the only game that I did them in were Mass Effect 3, and it was when I had leftover credits, because that's how the Xbox 3 system worked at the time. They didn't even have dollar amounts. They changed that, but that's the only reason. Like what we need to do is get Jay on the show and let him tell us all the microtransactions that he's bought.
Yeah, all the pretty much every time or when somebody's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, or I want to go out and smoke, or whatever, Jay would buy 3 boxes and come back, and Jay's like, ooh, I got this weapon. Like, how'd you get it, Jay? Well, I bought some boxes. Jay, stop it. And most of the time I was there with him as he was purchasing these, and I'm like, no, I ain't taking that.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, you might get that.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's up to you. It's your money. Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, what's a couple of bucks? Yeah, you know, I'm topped out. I don't care. Click, 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 click. He just kept going.
I mean, he spent a couple $100.
He did.
On just that game.
He did.
Then I remember when he was like, both he and Naomi wanted to play WoW.
Oh, yeah.
So then he went and bought a year subscription to WoW. and then he made a new character. Didn't grind him or level him. He bought his levels.
Yep. Because you could pay to max. You can max level. So you pay like, I don't know how much it was for a max character.
Because you have to buy gold.
Now, see, before when I played WoW, gold farming and purchasing was, highly shunned. Like, you could get banned for it. And then WoW started noticing that a lot of people were buying gold. And they're like, you know what we can do? Let's make it to where you had to pay us. And now it's legit. And then their prices rival the other ones. So then it was like, well, this is going well. They made a lot of money off that. Then they turned around and they said, well, WoW is free to play up to level 50. Well, nothing good is until 60. So you pay. And then they're like, you don't want to level that character up? We'll level it for you. They did. It was a good move. I can't lie, but I would never do that. But Jay did.
Somebody at work, it might have been Tyler. We were talking about how much money EA has made or Activision has made on microtransactions. Okay, so how much EA?
Oh, I thought you said yay. I was like,
made. I can't type because I can't spell. I can spell, but I got fat thumbs. Made from. Let's just put DLC. Okay? How much do video game companies make off of DLC and add-ons? We're on the consumerist.
ooh.
So I guess this isn't gonna say. I guess this is gonna just be a very general.
Yeah, it's just a general. They don't have. This is how much.
Last year, EA made $1.2 billion in revenue from selling add-ons.
Wow. Wow.
The industry as a whole, like all the companies combined, made $4.78 billion.
See, those are the figures that is hard to argue with, because as a company, like as players, it sucks because those that don't have the funds to spend $40-$50 on this and that and whatever. But that's just only DLC, wasn't it?
It's just DLC. It's not actual microtransactions. I don't know if those are included in here.
It said DLC.
This year, the number's projected to come in at $5.21 billion. Now,
it's hard to beat. It's hard to argue with.
It is, because I mean, you're looking at in an era where game development costs more, but the consumers don't want you to raise the prices on the games.
Right.
Because I remember back when PlayStation 1 games were $40.
Yeah.
That was brand new. And then PS2 games, they bumped it up to $50. PS3 bumped it up to $60. And then PS4, they're like, you going to bump it up? And they're like, in Canada.
In Canada. Yeah.
And that pissed off Canadians. But yeah, some of the games in Australia, like games are like $90 down there. But
yeah.
I mean,
but
currency trade.
Yeah.
But it's actually still more expensive to be a gamer in Australia than it is here.
So I heard, and so one of my friends came back from Japan.
Yes.
And he said there's no way he was buying a Switch. They were way more expensive in Japan. He said like $40 to $80 more. He said the currency rating, add 2 zeros. So if you have $1, it's 100 yen.
Yep.
But they were ridiculously priced. He said there's no way he was buying one.
Now, because when you told me that he would be able to get it cheap,
I knew, I was hoping.
I was like, I know that they're not just selling well over here.
No, they're selling well everywhere.
And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because I'm like, there's no way.
No, I didn't think so either. But he was talking about it. You always have that hope. Always hope.
But then, because I talked to him too a little bit one day when he was up there, and he told me what he bought, and I'm like in my head going, yeah, but that's by the time you bought that was pretty old. A few years old when by the time you got it. I mean, the Switch is hot.
Yeah.
and it is flying off shelves. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I wonder if you could buy a new PSP over there.
A new PSP?
Because those weren't was those region locked?
PSPs are, yes.
Damn. Never mind.
PS Vitas are not.
Right.
I
bet
think
they're still pretty much the same.
Well, because Vitas are still pretty wide sold over there.
Right.
People buy them over there. Over here, not so much. The Vita landscape is dying over here, man.
It's because they won't transfer the games over.
And it's to a point where if Sony doesn't even care.
Yeah, the PS4 is doing so well, they're just kind of like, meh.
No, we don't care.
If they can put the game, if the game can run on the Vita, they'll put it on the Vita for $40.
But it's not even like Sony anymore. It's the third parties.
Yeah, third parties
like that are doing it.
Because I mean, at this point, once you've already made this software basically, and before you put it onto a disc, you've already capitalized. You're going to capitalize on the disc sales.
Yeah.
So why not make it available on the Vita also if it is capable of running on the Vita?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't cost you anything but the cart.
Well, okay, it's like your Tales of game there.
Yeah.
It's only 13 gigs.
Right.
Right. If you downsize that in resolution,
oh yeah,
you know, there's a way that you might be able to get that game. If people sit down and look at,
remote play.
It has remote play,
so you can pretty much say it would.
So you can stream it, but I mean, but see, that's different. What I'm talking about is like the new Ys game, Ys 8. Is on both systems. The World of Final Fantasy is on both systems. If you went over there and looked, did you get World on PS4?
No.
So you got it on the Vita.
I specifically got on the Vita for portability.
Okay. Because I heard that the Vita version of Ys 8 is like, it's good. It's right up there with the PS4 version. It's like cool.
I mean, you're really only looking at the resolution drop, and in this day and age with like a turn-based RPG. It doesn't matter.
Well, Ys action. It's just
I'm just saying in a turn-based, like with Worlds.
Yeah.
You're not losing anything other than a little bit of crispness, which when you look at a smaller screen, you don't notice the difference between the crispness.
Hell no, man.
And portable RPGs are the best.
They are, but I not on a phone.
No. So, did you see on the marketplace where somebody was selling one of the Game Boy docks for a smartphone?
Yes.
For $100.
Screw him.
Yeah.
He said he would be willing to trade if the trade is worth double.
Yeah.
No.
What a douche.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, the Hyperkin Game Boy thing. It's pretty cool. It would be cool to have, but I don't care. What I want to do right now is I want an old school Game Boy Advance, the original, so I can put a new screen in it and I can have that.
Right.
I'm crazy, dude, because at that point I'll have one of every model of the Game Boy Advance.
But you're a collector, so really, it doesn't surprise me. It's just like, look at my Amiibos. You can literally look in this room, and you can count. Just from what you can see, that's not all of them.
You got 3 Yoshis.
I got 3 Yoshis. I'm missing the big one. And the big one, I haven't found it yet. And I don't think I'm ever going to physically come across it because I think it's Japan only. And you just look, and it's... I've got some down there that you can't see.
Yeah.
Metroid,
Mario.
1, 2, 4... I've got them all over the place.
And you got...
The retro bundle.
Yeah, the Duck Hunt dog. You got the
Mr.
Game & Watch.
And Rob the Robot.
I remember you ran out and got that when it came out.
I pre-ordered that. I paid my money up front right there before the day it dropped. I went out and got it because of dog.
I like how you got dog meat pop vinyl.
Yes. And I have a German Shepherd.
Well, dog meat's downstairs, but
yes.
It really warms my heart that you like Fallout enough that you went out and bought the pops.
I love it. It's really the only reason why I haven't started again is because I'm actively doing stuff in Destiny with my clan. So if I wasn't doing that, you can bet $1 million I would have been, and I would start all over again. I would never start with the character I currently have. I would delete them all, start again.
Well, because you want to go through the DLC too, don't you?
Well, I do, but I could go through the DLC with my current characters.
Or you can start over.
Or I can start over.
Yeah, the last time I just started it up, and I downloaded some mods because I'm on the Xbox One and it has better mods.
Yeah. Well, it has mods. I think Fallout on PS4 has mods.
Yeah, it does, but you
no, well, Skyrim does. Are you sure that?
Yeah, Fallout 4.
I haven't looked into
Fallout
it.
4 does have mods on PS4.
Very small.
But Sony is limited on what they will allow on there because they will not allow you to put any sort of custom.
You cannot alter the game code.
Yes, exactly. And
that's all it boils down to.
It. And I mean, they're really cool. Trust me, I've seen. I've downloaded some packs, and I've downloaded. I've watched videos of what you could do with them, and I'm like, oh yes, I want to do this. And then I'm in there, and I'm like, this took this dude forever.
Right. Oh, the building.
Oh yeah, I watched this video of this dude's whole settlement, and there's just, I wanted it.
Probably ESO.
Huh?
ESO is a YouTuber that is really focused on Bethesda. He does Elder Scrolls, all that stuff, and he does like tutorials on how, like, which areas you can build the highest, which areas you can build the largest settlement in with. And he builds them with like basements and, makes it to where you make a circular castle. I mean, this guy is good. Spent a lot of time. He also has a weapons manufacturing thing where like it literally goes through step by step, and he built an automated warehouse to build ammunition. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, dude. What are you doing, bud?
Like tonight, I got a little bit of time. I might be able to play some games. More than likely, I got to go home. I got to edit this podcast to go up. I don't have to do the video right away, but I got to do the audio. Got to get that done. I've got to make the video and stuff for the best of the week. Which, by the way, guys, I don't think we talked about it here live. Journey into Comics Network. We're going to be doing. It's going to be on Facebook, on YouTube, and I think we're going to put the audio up free on the Patreon page to encourage people to go there, check it out. Maybe throw us a bone or two, throw us a coin or two. Yeah, game stuff. But basically, it's gonna be like an hour and a half episode, and it's gonna feature like 10 to 20-minute clips from every single show that comes out. Because now, on the network on JourneyToComics.com, there's a show that comes out every single day of the week, of the weekdays. Monday's Journey to Comics. Tuesday's the Poor Report. Wednesday is it's switches per week. Foodies watching movies or Journey to Wrestling. They switch. Thursday's now Podcastrophe. And then Friday is Voice of Survival or Butt Stuff.
Oh, and just the network.
Yeah, just
the network. I'm waiting for
Game Addicts. Originally Thursday was free for Game Addicts. We're on our own feed, GameAddicts.podcast.com. But because both Poor Boy and Blaine wanted to go weekly,
they had to take a spot.
We had to split them up, and I'm like, well, Thursday's available on here,
right?
And here's the thing: is that Podcastrophe and Game Addicts both come out on the same day, on two separate feeds, and the shows are so different that
there's no collision there.
There's no collision, and it was going to happen eventually because, we have other people potentially making shows,
right?
That may end up on that feed. So it was going to happen at some point, but we're going to be doing a best of where you get a clip of each one. So you get a little bit of sample of all the different shows and all the different personalities that go along with that. And we're going to be a part of that. We're going to be featured on there. So, granted, if you're listening to this, there's no need for you other than to go check out some of the other shows.
Right.
If you guys have any interest in any of those other shows, please go throw them a listen over on the Journey into Comics Network. But I think that's just going to do it for us today. We had a nice little conversation.
Yes, we did.
Next week's episode, we're going to have a special guest. Her name is Sarah.
Yes.
And, she's a longtime friend of mine. I've known her for... I did this like it's going to tell me the year.
Right, so I was like, wow, you're going to go to the day? That's amazing.
I think It's almost been 10 years. It's been around Christmas time. 2007 is when I first met Sarah for the first time. And
Wow.
so we've known each other for about 10 years. Of course, she is Nate's girlfriend. And, saw her all the time when we were doing the band stuff. And then we were doing the podcast stuff. She's been around. She appeared on Nate's Voice of Survival podcast, first episode. So you can learn all about her before you even hear her here. But she is really big into gaming. Long history into gaming.
Yes, and she has a lot of very rare things.
She does. She has some pretty cool rare stuff.
And if she brings the one, might have fisticuffs.
Well,
I would never do that to her, but it'd be cool to see.
She has 3 carts signed by Nobuo Uematsu.
Yes.
And one of them is FF3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool. She got to meet him. Of course, up in Chicago, Distant Worlds, the FF orchestra, they come to Chicago. We actually had tickets one year. And we actually were going to get a limo and go. We were going to get a limo ride.
Wow.
We were going to do the whole thing. And the show got canceled. And our money was refunded. It was such a downer because Nobu was going to be there.
No, man. That would have been...
But one thing that she's really big into is horror games.
All right.
So with Halloween coming up, we figure... we're going to do this big crossover event next week.
What is today?
Today that we're recording this
It's Friday the
13th. So that's pretty cool. Hey, I forgot entirely because I'm like thinking, well, this episode its launch day is here. It's not that day. It really
But
is.
it is.
But when this episode...
Time warp.
Yeah, right, yeah, we're doing some timey-wimey stuff. So that episode gets recorded this coming Sunday. But it'll air the Thursday before Halloween.
Right.
So we'll have a big horror segment, and it's unfortunate because it doesn't seem like you're going to be able to be on that show.
I will actually. It all depends. As long as it is after 3:30, I will be able to be on that show.
It won't be
Because I work 5 a.m. to 3:30 on the weekends.
We're currently tentatively planned to record the episode at 11 in the morning. And here's the thing though. We're recording 3 podcasts at the same time. We're doing Butt Stuff and Game Addicts at 11, and Porapor at 11. That's going to be at a different place.
Different location.
So then once we're done, the 2 Butt Stuff and Game Addicts, we're just going to chill out.
Right.
And then after Porapor, they're doing Podcastrophe right after that. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to be meeting up at Christo's.
4 o'clock. So I will literally be driving straight there from work.
Yeah, but then that's when the reservation is, and you are more than welcome to come. You don't have to eat if you don't want to, but we're going to sit back. We're all just going to sit around and we're going to have conversation. And we're going to try and take a group picture for the network.
Okay.
So if you want to come and you want to hang out for a little bit, because we're probably be there for an hour and a half, and then disperse and go home.
They say they got to drive home.
Because we got Wyatt. He's gonna be hanging out with some family. We're gonna be watching him all day, so we don't want him. We don't want to intrude too much into the evening.
Right.
Get him home, hang out, and kind of decompress. Because obviously, the longer we have him out, sometimes the worse it is to get him to sleep.
Yeah.
He's so wound up.
Right.
So, sometimes he's so tired he'll go right out. Other times it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
To get this kid to go to sleep. He'll just land there and he'll just talk. By the way, he now knows how to say, "Hey everybody, welcome to show Wyatt's podcast." And I haven't recorded it yet, but
you have to
I
record
need
it.
to. It's so cool because.
And then you just need to have random clips of stuff that he said for his for his own podcast.
Because he whenever I'm at the computer, he always says, "A podcast, oh Mike, oh Nate, cool." And he now I've said before that he asked for wrestling stuff.
Right.
So he'll say, "A Washo Man, oh yeah, Ric Flair, woo," and then. He doesn't say Hulk Hogan's name yet, but if you ask him what he says, he goes, "Yeah, brother." Dude, I love this kid. He cracks my shit up. And I can't wait till he actually plays games. What I've been doing instead of playing games, I've been watching games on YouTube. And so he goes, Dad, do you watch games? And he'll watch with me.
I saw the other day that somebody started him on the correct series, the Batman animated series.
I have the first season downloaded. However, I can't watch it yet. What we were watching was the Mask of the Phantasm movie.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to get to work and I couldn't get it to work. Because how we do it is that we stream from our PC to the PS4
right.
over the media player. And I've watched some episodes of the animated series on there before. However, I couldn't get it to work, and I'm like, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Because I told him we would watch Batman. He's like, a Batman! And he recognizes the bat symbol as Batman. He knows who Batman is, but he's never seen Batman. So I'm like, we need to watch a cartoon. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, never mind. I'm like, I have Mask of the Phantasm on DVD. Ran into my room, got it, put it in, and we watched Mask of the Phantasm. And I am reminded why, like, that movie, it's almost like that movie doesn't deserve to be a cartoon. Like, it's a really well done story when you consider this is a cartoon.
Right.
And it's an origin story, and it's really cool. I really enjoy it, and he did too. Even though like it wasn't quite colorful and grabby enough for him, but he would go through points where he'd be zoned in and watching, and then he kind of like drift.
Right.
And then something when he would get drawn back in. So, starting it.
You gotta start him with Dragon Ball. Don't start him with Dragon Ball. Start him with Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball gets a little dirty.
Yeah,
he won't understand it,
but you'll laugh.
Because
and it's not as action filled. Dragon Ball is not as action filled. It's an adventure with action.
It is, and
but
Caitlin liked Dragon Ball more
because she likes the adventure more.
Well, I mean, she really liked DBZ, but she just when we watched Dragon Ball, like she just liked it more. And
as long as you don't have the 3 episodes of
you know what's funny, I saw somebody was like had the entire Frieza saga on the 12 tape box set, and I'm like, shit, that's just a Goku fight.
Yeah.
Dude, their fight goes so many episodes.
Isn't it like the longest actual fight
in the
running
series?
fight in anime hits, like actual one block of one fight between 2 people from beginning to end.
It's a lot of episodes.
I want to say, let's find out. I want to say it is
not gaming material.
No, but it's
okay. We can talk about other stuff. We're allowed to do that. This is our show.
Right.
We can talk about whatever we want. We're just not going to talk about stuff like the stuff that they talk about on butt stuff.
How long is the fight with Frieza?
He's reading.
Yes, I am.
Hold on. Go back up.
It says, how long is the fight?
In episode 87 to 105. We're going to look at the episode list.
Which starts from, the Frieza saga starts at 36, probably the longest non-stop fight lasting about 20 episodes versus Goku. But the fight itself didn't last the entire season.
No.
9 hours.
Yeah, the Frieza saga is
20 episodes, 9 hours.
It says here on the Wikipedia, it tells you how many episodes are in each saga. The Saiyan saga is 39. It's episode 1 to 39. Namek and Captain Ginyu sagas are 35. It's from 40 to 74. Frieza saga in itself is 33 episodes, 75 to 107.
How long?
33.
The Frieza, which fight?
Not the fight, just the saga. So then if we go to Frieza saga, I clicked on you.
Bring up the info.
So we have password is Purunga. Mighty Warrior Piccolo, Nail Fusion. Let's find it.
Nail gun. I love the abridged thing.
Okay. Speaking of DBZ abridged, they're working on the finale of The Cell.
And it's gonna be an hour and a half long.
3 big parts, hour and a half long.
Yep.
Right, in total. So
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Because where did it end off? Did he go full?
I don't remember.
I don't remember if he went perfect or not. Yeah, he did, because he beat Vegeta and Trunks.
Mm-hmm. All right, so check this out. The episode, the two superpowers collide. A fist fight where both turn serious. I don't know if that's the first one with Frieza. Such regret. Vegeta, prior to the Saiyan, dies. So,
It is.
episode 72 is where the fight really starts, because it starts at
87. 87 is series.
Yes.
It's 87 is series.
Um,
And it goes to 105.
But the original air date was April 17th, 1991. The American air date was October 6th, 1999.
Yeah, it was a good year.
99.
Because by the end of 2 months, Goku finally beat Frieza. Because what did we get? We got about, week. Yeah, so it would take them 2 months and 1 week if it's 20 episodes.
15, 16, 17, 18. Well, 19 episodes. And then Namek explodes on. So Frieza is defeated in 105. But see,
5-minute battle starts at episode 97. Right there.
and 97.
Because it says 5 minutes,
5 minutes
before Namek explodes.
But see, okay, so they aired the episodes one every day.
Right.
Because it was on Toonami. Because that's back when I was badass. And then November 3rd was the last episode of the Frieza Saga in 99. And then in April of 2000, they started the Garlic Jr. Saga.
Yeah.
And then I saw that over the summer.
Right.
And that's the first time I ever watched DBZ, was over the summer, because we finally got Cartoon
So,
Network.
but is it still the longest fight in anime history?
And then on September 1st, 2000, is when they started the Android Saga, or the Trunks Saga.
Longest fight in anime history. Many assume it's Goku versus Frieza.
So it's just assumed? It's not actually known?
Even though there wasn't one the entire time. Naruto versus... I'm going to slay this. Obito took over the span of 90 chapters. Well, it's not a continuous fight.
So
it's not a continuous fight.
So like their rival, their feud,
yeah,
went that long. But the Goku and Frieza block of 19 episodes.
It says, this says it takes over 3.5 hours. Everybody's got their shit mixed up, man. The fight between Goku and Frieza took a total of 3.5 hours of screen time. This is currently the longest fight in any anime ever. So.
Thumbs up. All right. Well, I think it's time to end this episode now.
Yeah, we've
tangented
really
on to DBZ anime
yes.
fights. Anyway, we thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Game Axe Podcast 51. Definitely the episode where we talked about gaming the least.
That is true.
Probably.
This is not changing from a game podcast
it's not
to an
changing,
anime.
but it's got to encompass us.
Yeah.
You know, and we have other interests besides gaming.
Right.
It's just this is the stage for us to talk about what we want to talk about.
Yes.
So we want to thank you guys for checking out the episode on wherever you did, whether you're on YouTube watching the video, where hopefully the light looks good. I mean, honestly,
it looks good from here.
I think it looks okay. It's just the shadows. You know, we're not professional. We're DIY guys. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcasting service, whether that's iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, or any of the other offshoot podcasting apps that you can get us from, as far as like feeding off the feeds or the iTunes or whatever, like the Podcast Addict, you can search
right.
Use that. If you use whatever one you want, you could probably find us. You can check us out on GameAddictsPodcast.com, where you can go there and look at the website and stream us, download us, do all that kind of cool stuff. We're on social media. Check this out, okay? Well, I didn't post it because I lied, but the picture we did last week of the Game Boy stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to post it because I actually used that as the thumbnail for the episode for the Game Addicts podcast this week. I'm gonna turn it down. But
yeah,
so I'm gonna post that, and that's the picture I took. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I had to screenshot it in order to post it, and I got distracted because I had to do another podcast yesterday, and I didn't eat till after 10 o'clock. I didn't get into bed till 11:30. Damn it.
yeah.
But anyways, I'm going to be posting that. Well, maybe we'll post a picture for this one too. Maybe your Amiibos and your pickups.
Maybe.
We'll do that. So we're on social medias. We're on the Instagrams.
It sucks that I didn't have enough time to take the sticker all the way off.
It is what it is. Check us out on Game Addicts Play on the Instagram. That was me.
Okay.
We're on Game Addicts Play. We're on Twitter. We're on the Facebooks.
Book of Many Faces.
Yeah. We're on YouTube there. You can check out the episodes.
Would that be considered the mini face COD?
There's a lot of faces on Facebook.
Mini
There's even more faces on Snapchat though, with the filters with the puppy dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a random thought.
Random thought. That's what this episode is.
This is random thoughts.
Anyway, guys, until next week with our episode with Sarah, hopefully. Thank you for checking out this. Unfortunately,
it sucks, but
what a do.
Hey, what a do. But positive thing about this, I believe this weekend will end my weekend finale.
Finally.
Maybe I can get some training time. But anywho.
I itch.
I itch.
Thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next week. Until then, I am Brando.
And I am Mike. And we will see you later.